Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Pipeline Podcast. So, I don't know what the fuck we're doing today, because my co-host came up with the topic.
Yeah, I came up with the idea to bring us all together so we could just chat. No, I'm kidding.
Jason's also here, by the way.
Ew!
Ew!
No.
Nobody cares.
No. Gross.
Yeah, sorry about that. My bad. Got too personal.
Anyway.
Yeah. Cameron, need to do better next time.
Yeah, you're right. So anyway, the whole topic I wanted to talk about this week for our podcast. There, on your end, you're an echo. Oh, we should be okay. We should be okay. The recording won't pick up.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll just suffer.
Yeah. But the topic I wanted to discuss on this, not so much on Jason's end, but more on mine and Kevin's end. I have Jason in on it just because I like to hear what he says, because I feel like Jason has more of this right now than me and Kevin do, so I would like to hear his side of things.
It's an STD.
Yeah. No, no, but the topic I wanted to discuss was like inspiration and motivation.
Inspiration and motivation.
Inspiration and motivation.
What motivates me?
Yeah, I wanted to discuss this. I wanted to get the topic going because I feel like we both kind of been neglecting our channel a little bit, and I had a really big thing that I kind of hit me the other day, and I was like, wow, I'm kind of sad I haven't really put more time and effort into things, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it. And I wanted Jason involved because Jason's still putting lots of time and effort into things, and it's kind of making me sad. Like, I need to participate. He's still
It's depression.
It's depression. Jason's still streaming. He's still like motivated on mine and his story, coming up with character names and shit. And I'm just like, damn, he's showing me up pretty good. But
Oh my god, you act like you didn't have a whole situation with work that like
I know.
Not only
duped
that,
everything.
but out of all three of us, Jason might have the most time out on his hands.
That's true too.
I
But
do.
I did want to talk about this topic just so we can kind of like try to motivate ourselves again, kind of get back into it. It's because like even though he has more time on his hands, Jason or Kevin, when you were working as hard as you are now, you were cranking out videos left and right. Like you were slaying those bitches.
I was. All right. Well, if we're getting into that, I want to know why the fuck you ate every goddamn snack in here. I'm just kidding.
Because I'm depressed.
Leave me alone.
It's gonna be like the second time I went over to your place, Cameron, and I ate like one little mini bag of Oreos or whatever, like in those snack packs.
Yeah.
And Zelly's like, you took all the snacks. And I'm like,
You mean your one
It's
Oreo
easy to
bag?
point fingers at you, Jason. Especially when it comes to edibles.
edibles.
But yet, so like I could start off this topic and conversation like kind of like how I got the idea for the topic and whatnot. But like one big thing, like I know you guys hadn't watched much of it, but just recently Unis Honest had their like year death anniversary. Like they've been dead for a year.
A little bit of that.
Yeah, and so I was really into Unis Honest when it was a thing and when it was around, and to me it was pretty inspirational when they had deleted the whole channel because I was like, damn, these guys put so much time and effort to literally just wash it from the face of the earth. Like it's just all gone.
I guess that was the point, right?
Yeah, that was the whole concept.
What I understand, and I don't understand a lot about it because
I was a fan. The whole idea and concept that Unis Honest had thrown out there was the fact that nothing's forever, nothing's permanent. So live your life the way you want it to be. And that was kind of their thing. Mark and Ethan, whenever they would go out and do their things, they would do things they've never done before. Try things they've never done before. They had a whole thing where they decided to like go out and try to conquer their fears at one point too. And I found it kind of funny because Mark's deepest fear is like the fear of the ocean because he doesn't know what's under him, and it kind of like terrifies him to the degree where he starts having a panic attack. Like he jumped into the water and then the boat started moving away and you could hear the fear in his voice. He's like, stop moving, and he's like trying to get back to the boat.
I'd just be like, listen, Mark, there are only some krakens and they're far out in the sea. We're right next to a dock. If some were to come out, military is behind our backs, man. They're just gonna bomb the thing. We might die, but it's for the greater good.
But they had Unis Honest had their year death anniversary, and Mark and Ethan, all the videos that they posted was just like short 5-minute videos of them going to the honest coffin they bought, and they just like said some memorable words as if they were actually talking to a person laid to rest, and both of them legitimately started crying over it. Like they were actually kind of sad, and I was like, that's really like cool to see like how much that impacted their lives.
That's dedication.
Yeah. And so, and it just kind of got me thinking, because in that same week Mark did a podcast with his friends on Distractable, and the topic was about death, just weird scenarios of death, and they got into like inspirational topics and what they would want to do before they died. So I just wanted to talk about inspiration, because I feel like me and Kevin have kind of been lacking that, and me on my aspect, I can so heartily state that it's because of everything that was going on with my job.
Yeah.
And right now I'm starting to feel...
You want to talk about that some more?
Yeah, I can jump on that topic. So I had worked in a doctor's office for 5 years, and my mom was COO of the company. And she decided that she was going to leave because they started doing some sleazy practices to the degree where everything can be shut down. And like my mom was trying to convince them to go different routes and different ideas, and they just kept shutting her down and like taking options from her. Like my mom had one point stated, I want to control the surgery center. I want full access of the staff there, because the staff that is there currently don't do their jobs and they treat me with complete disrespect. I am literally part owner of the company. I should not be treated that way.
Yeah.
And so they said, yeah, sure, go ahead and do that. And so my mom took control of it for 2 days. And then there was like a big influx of people quitting at a different office. And they stripped that right away from her and said, this is no longer your concern. You're going to focus on another office. And my mom was like, well, I was focusing on the other office. You guys just don't trust me that I can do multiple things at once. It just turned into a big thing, and like a whole bunch of sleazy stuff started happening. So my mom decided she was going to leave. She was quitting.
Better to leave when that shit happens.
Yeah. And so, the night before I was let go, the CEO of the company, I'm not going to throw out names and say dumb shit. Just
Ronald
in case.
McDonald.
Ronald McDonald. He ends up going to dinner with these 2 doctors that I know. And that night, he saw me at the restaurant. Me, Kevin, and my family were all there eating dinner. And he saw me at the restaurant. The next day, he fired me. And he had fired me because my mom...
talk about that night, though.
I know.
Because we were fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
we were hilarious.
Dude, I got something more about that night, too, that I'm going to bring up here in a minute that you're going to fucking laugh at.
All right.
But, anyway, the next day he ends up firing me because my mom had left the company, and he had this big old, like, idea that I was there to, like, spy on him or whatever. So he was just getting rid of me, kicking me out of the company. There was no reason. The literal, like, person that took my mom's position literally pulled me into her office and said, I don't think it's going to work out with you being with us on the company anymore, so we're going to let you go. And I asked her, and I was like, so what's the reason of my termination? She said, oh, there is none. I just want you gone. I just said a name. We have to bleep that. But she said there is no reason. We
Ella degenerate.
But we just want you gone. And so I was like, all right, fine, whatever. And so there goes 5 whole years that I've put into this company, helping build up to where they had gone, just flushed down the drain. Anyway, I was having some issues with job finding and all that. I got hired by Coke. Coke was a shit show. It was not a fun job. But I have now been reached out and working with a different doctor's office. The doctors that the guy that fired me went to dinner with, right?
Yeah.
Those people. Come to find out, the night that they were together, the reason they were having dinner, it's because the doctor that hired me saw the other guy that fired me in the bar drinking drinks by himself.
Yeah.
And apparently, the guy that fired me had been talking mad shit about this doctor, and he knew about it. So he invited him to dinner because they're at the same restaurant together to come sit at the table with him and his wife, so he can call him out on his bullshit. So the guy that fired me had ill will against me because not only is he there being talked down to by this person he's been talking mad shit about for like the past year, but I'm also there apparently witnessing all of it. So that's
This is like
the funny thing
biggest
about
plot
that.
twist
I
I've ever
know.
heard in my life.
The funniest part is we're sitting at the dinner table talking about eating ass.
Yeah, literally.
Like you're there being like, oh dude, I want to eat the shit out of this steak. I want to grab it by the cheeks and just like, suck its ass. And like we were talking about that for a while, and it's the whole family. Like we're having a good time. So
Yeah,
I
all
thought
laughing.
that he was hearing our vulgarities. And it was like, oh god,
No.
what the fuck?
No, it was just straight up because the other doctor was calling him out on his shit and putting him down.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's why he fired you.
Yeah, it's because he thought I was there to witness it and tell
That is
tell my
hilarious.
mom what
You
was
should've-
going on.
We should have just eavesdropped.
I know.
The day they fire you, like the day, like right before you walk out, you turn around. Hey, you guys want to hear what they were talking about at dinner last night?
Guess what was going on?
But you're in a better spot now.
Oh yeah, I am so happy to be with this new company, this new doctor's office, and I feel honestly working with them, it's making me feel a lot like more validated. I guess it like subconsciously I had that thing that hit me like maybe I just wasn't good enough, and they got rid of me because they wanted someone better. But working with this new company, my mom had been telling everybody at the company, because my mom's manager of this office, and she had been telling everybody, we need a front desk staff. Cameron's really good at this stuff. And she was like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here because he's my son. I'm legitimately saying this because it's true, and I want you guys to give him a shot. So they decided, yeah, we're going to give him a shot. The manager there, the front desk manager that's been observing me and going through with me on everything right now, she went to my mom the third day of me working there and said, I don't think Cameron has a need for me anymore. He's got this. He's got it all. He knows what's happening. He knows what to do. He knows how to talk to patients. He's done.
Yeah.
And so my mom and everybody was like super excited, and like my mom's proud and everyone's happy that I caught on so quick.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I did. Of course, I was nervous going in, and there were a lot of questions I had, but as my days have gone on, I've gotten better at it, and I'm getting more comfortable with it, and it's pretty good. I'm having a good time now. I'm feeling better. This job's making me feel better.
Yeah.
Pull me out of that rut, and I want to jump back into things. I want to jump back into my and Jaison story. I want to jump back into YouTube. I want to get shit going again. I'm excited to try again and get it going.
Okay.
And my motivation, all this, is just everything that's happening. Now I have a reason to want to keep going because I want to, inspire and do what I want to do. And not only that, but just memories reoccurring. The whole Unis Honest thing, that inspiration's coming back, and the whole
So
new
you
job.
would say
I
like
feel great.
Markiplier is a huge contributing factor to you.
Oh, definitely, dude. Like,
Cameron is infatuated.
If we were gonna talk about subjects about like our favorite YouTubers and such, Markiplier by far is my favorite. Not only just for the sole fact that like he's a funny guy, but he's extremely humble.
Yeah.
Like he's insanely humble to like such great degrees. Like he was
and that's
told,
important.
yeah,
to have.
that's really important to have. He was told at like they had this like live show at one of the VidCons, at a VidCon, a live show with him and all of his friends. And at that live show, Wade was going to propose to his girlfriend at the time and all that. And before they had went on, Mark had been stopped by somebody that worked with charity bureaus.
Yes.
And she had told him, ever since you started charity live streams, donation to charities had increased like 46%. And he broke down. Because he was like, I know that's not all just me, but just knowing that I'm a contributing factor in such a big number,
Yeah.
that it made me just so happy with what I'm doing with my life.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're getting motivated.
And so, because I have all this going on, I wanted to talk to you guys. I wanted to know what motivated Jaison, and I want to see if we can rekindle motivation in you.
Yeah.
And, so we can jump back into it. I want you to have the same drive and want to hit life in the balls.
Yeah, I want to fucking tongue punch my fart box.
Yeah. No!
I want Jaison to go before me because I have to think about how I'm gonna word all this because I don't want to. I don't want to get personal.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to get too like sad and because my life is like kind of been. I don't want to like fucking just drag down everybody else's problems, but like I've suffered a lot of loss and like I don't want to get too far into that yet.
I get you.
I don't think I'm ready to like open up hardcore, but I will talk about it after
we need more
Jaison. I just
subscribers.
want to hear Jaison.
Yeah, and so just to back up and let everybody know, the only reason why I haven't told you guys what the topic is until recently was because I wanted this. I didn't want a plan of what you guys wanted to say, because what you guys will be saying is from your heart, from what's off the top of your head, what you so heartily believe.
I never have good stuff to say.
Oh, exactly. No.
Foolish.
Well, what's your motivation, Jason? What makes you want to strive?
That's a good question, because I don't know.
You don't know?
So no, not really. I just enjoy doing what we're doing. I don't want to get stuck doing something that's not fun. But I just enjoy streaming and making that story. So I don't know. It's just enjoyable for me to do those things.
Well, what's one of the things that inspired you to want to be involved with a YouTube channel or make one?
I think you gotta think about it.
You gotta think
I'm not
about
entirely
it.
sure. I gotta think about it a smidge.
Oh God! All right, we'll get back.
How
to
dare
you.
I? Well, maybe this shouldn't be right on the spot.
hey, it works.
It's good.
It works.
No, that's fine.
Well,
just being funny or whatever. People laugh hey, you should do YouTube and stuff. So you just put in the back of your mind for a while.
So you've been told
and then,
that.
Yeah, and then Cameron's brought it up before as a joke when we were in high school, and he'd visit occasionally. And he just kind of put it off for a while. And then after I stopped going to college, I just kind of wanted to pick up something to do. And I was talking to CJ. We were you should try recording a little bit and see if you like it, since it's fun to talk to you and all that. And I was like, you know what, why not? So we made an original Gameyverse YouTube channel. And that didn't go so well because we just didn't post enough. We did not know how to edit properly. I didn't look it up or anything. So we just put raw video out there. It wasn't horrible, but the sound quality is atrocious on some of those videos.
Yeah, I get you. All right, I guess while you think about the rest of your inspirations, it's my turn.
Your turn.
I haven't been too motivated, and it's not because I'm too in my head to want to do anything. It's just a lot of the loss has been hitting me that I've had suffered through my life. Harder than any time prior, and it's just because even though I am surrounded by people who support me, in a lot of ways I've never felt more alone. And so when it gets into that aspect of what's truly making me happy, I think I've just forgotten. I've forgotten how far deterred I've come from myself, because I used to be so passionate about every single thing. I used to want to strive to do better in every aspect, but now that life is kind of getting a little overwhelming because I got a lot of responsibility now being a manager at work. So when people call off, I get called in, or I have to open a loan a lot of the times because I work a really unreliable job. People come and go all the time. So when I open a loan, I get frustrated, and that emotion of frustration will follow me home. And that's something that's new to me, because I've never really handled shit following me home from work until this year. And when the exhaustion hits you from being so fed up, it's an emotional exhaustion. So I get home and I just don't want to do anything. But then comes into terms with how my Xbox account got hacked recently, and how the motherfucker took over $300 from me, and I had bills coming up that I had to pay. Thank God that I have support around me, because you helped me with that, and other people. I don't want to get too personal yet. So
you're good.
I'm just glad I have that support. I just need to find the grounding again and the passion to make me want to. And I think right now it sucks, but I'm codependent on motivation around me. I need somebody to tell me to do something for me to do it now, and that sucks. But I am slowly getting out of that headspace now of like being so alone, because I know I'm not now, more so than I have in a while. So like as I come out of that, it's gonna be easier for me to get involved with the channel more and like want to edit when I get home. But it's just been so busy lately that I haven't had the time, and when I do have time, it's just like I'm emotionally exhausted. So I just lay down and I go to sleep, and yeah, that can contribute to depression and everything. But like I'm pretty good at keeping myself happy most of the time. It's a new feeling to be so depressed. I hate using this, so like it's a very toxic word.
I know what you mean.
It's a word that carries heavy undertones, and I don't like putting that on myself. Like I don't want to say I'm just depressed, because I don't genuinely feel like I can get myself out of this. You know, I'm not gonna like lay in bed all day or like call in at work because I'm just too sad. And there have been a lot of days that I feel that way, but I don't. But at the same time, I have been procrastinating on editing, and I need to learn more. That's something I need to learn more, because I loved watching the progression when I'd edit videos for our Resident Evil 7 series. Like the general progression of editing style in those videos are like, it made me proud to see. And I think it's because I'm so far out of editing that I can't see myself getting the same feeling, but I know I will. You know, like I'm slowly getting there again. We're putting more time into it, and I think the more I see you invest now, the more it's gonna like contribute to me being motivated enough to do the channel again. And I'm excited and I'm nervous, because I do this shit a lot. I'll pick something up and then I'll put it down. And then like most of the time I won't go back and touch it, but this is something I really want to come back to. It's just the motivation has been drained in a sense. Oops, we're gonna have to take a pause break.
Yeah, hold on. Pause. Ah!
I got it.
Okay. Why, what's up?
Someone's calling me.
Give me
Hello?
a call.
Ah.
Hey, what's up? I did. Yeah. What? Yeah. I'll just bring you some for free. I got some extra that I've just been hoarding, so.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
And, are you bringing just Kevin and Kevin coming with you?
I don't know what Kevin's doing
I'm
just
gonna
yet.
be coming with you.
You're coming with
If
me?
I need to go see her mid-party, I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, Kevin said you'll come with her.
Is Nicole going to do it? Or is it just going to be Kevin?
No, she's gotta work. It's just me, Kev.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I was just confused. Because yesterday, how you said it, you were like, yeah, it's just me and Kevin. So I was like, just Tim and Kevin? I was like, no, I was just checking.
Yeah, no, yeah, Nicole's working.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Well, are you looking at heading after Pat?
Here soon. We're finishing up our podcast here in a minute. Or, well, we're gonna be recording the podcast for like another 30 to 40 minutes, and then I was gonna do a few episodes with Jaison, then we'll call it good.
Alrighty.
Alright. I'll text you when we're on our way, though.
Alrighty.
Alright, bye.
Alright, bye-bye.
Okay, you can resume that. Or... You
back.
didn't mute it?
Resuming?
Okay. Yeah, we're back. Okay.
Unpause.
Okay.
Unpause.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Kevin's editing that, like, right out the gate. When I saw him, like, first make a video for us, I was like, oh my goodness, this is a lot better than, like, the other ones we've been, like, testing around with.
Yeah,
And
and then...
cool, they just, like, popped up quick, and I was like, does Kevin want to, like, do it more often?
Yeah, and I enjoyed your editing too. It inspired me to like want to do better, and then you would show me tricks on what you learned, and then I would try to accommodate as well when I would edit videos.
Yeah.
You know, of course, there's some videos that I just had days where I'm like, crap, I just got to get this done quick, and I couldn't do the extra stuff, but I'd keep the funny stuff.
Yeah, that's another thing in my head. I feel like if we're in such a rush to do videos, we're gonna get burnt out. And like
I try to say to you guys not to like go hard on like scheduling. Like
yeah.
Just do it whenever we can, but like as you can see, that's obviously not working. We have 2 other podcasts we haven't even posted as of right now.
Well, one of them I kind of understand. One of them you kind of really have to fuck with.
Well, yeah, and that sucked.
Yeah, no, the Venom one was kind of bit of a hassle.
That was a lot of technical difficulties.
Which also brings me to another exciting thing with Jaison. I don't think I told you, but my parents. I don't know if you remember. I think I've told Jaison, but I don't know if you remember. But remember when my dad had offered to help pay for YouTube stuff?
Yes.
And if, like, you know, we start doing good and start getting reimbursed, we'd pay him back.
Yes.
I feel like they're planning on doing that with me soon with a new gaming laptop. And so what's going to help extremely with that is now we have immense storage space, so we don't constantly have to have 50 flash drives laying out anymore.
Yeah.
To have to move videos onto.
I need to start projects. Like, this is my dream layout for like how I would edit. I would edit a video every day of the week, but not post them, right? They would be projects. Like, I'd start on one, I'd take a break, midday, go back, but start on another one.
Uh-huh.
But it would be like, I want to really, like, get professional at editing. I do want to learn. And the more I learn, the better it's going to look. And I really want, like, elongated projects to where, like, they're discussion videos about video games. And not just podcasts about them, but, like, full-on analysis of why a game didn't do well. Or why it did do well.
Yeah.
Like, our favorite... Because we have a lot of passions, and that's what I really love about our group of friends now. Originally, it was your group of friends, but now I'm involved.
Yeah, you're definitely involved.
So, like,
you're all of us.
Yeah, no, I love our group of friends' passion. It's amazing, and that's one of the things that drive me so hard to begin with, is because we would get into these discussions and full on just blast out ideas. Yeah. And at that point, we were off of each other like snap, 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 and it was a very good dynamic, and it still is. It's just the effort and motivation isn't there, but I'm gonna get that back up. Like, that's a promise I'll have. By December's end, I'll
New
have
Year's
multiple...
resolution, baby.
Yeah, and that's what I've been trying to want to strive for as well. It's because my motivation and all that shit has been out the window too. It's not just you, of course, and like I feel like that's a big contributing factor because of course Jason's the one managing our Twitch channel. Jaison manages all, hosts the streams, yada yada. Me and you are the ones hosting the YouTube channel, and we're kind of neglecting that. That's why I wasn't calling Jaison out that he's not motivated, because he's still streaming. He's still doing stuff. Yeah. He's still doing his end. But
I haven't streamed hardcore, but like I'll post to TikTok a lot with like clips and stuff and try to like keep that going. At least like one form of media going a little bit.
Yeah. And like I feel like if we just keep it up and keep pushing as hard as we are, and eventually we'll be definitely doing better. And of course, out of us three, I would love this to be our permanent job. I would love to say that I make a living off YouTube, doing the things I like to do with my friends, hanging out with buddies, just laughing, have a good time, doing podcasts. Because not only at that point, since we do podcasts, we want to only be known on YouTube. We can move our podcast to other forums. We can go to Apple. We can go to Spotify. We can go other places as well. And we can do a lot with this.
But it needs
Is
to
this
have
stopping us from doing that?
The motivation. That's what's stopping.
Well, like posting on like another like app. Like, is it something weird? We also need to do marketing. Like,
marketing as well.
We've also been talking about scheduling full days to just editing. Like, getting multiple videos edited side by side.
And see, I feel like one of the big things that's been kind of stopping me on that too is, first off, the gaming computer I got from Brian, it is not very fast. And I feel like one of the big things, because I've noticed a complete difference when it comes to like your computer, when you pull up the editing software and start messing with shit, you can get shit done quick. Mine, I have to wait so long. I have to wait for the video to completely render before I can even touch it. Otherwise, it just all goes to shit.
Do you think that's because your computer's like...
I just don't think it's up to date. I don't think the software that's... And not the I feel like the hard drives and the processors
What's the RAM?
are old. I don't think... I
think Cameron's...
I don't remember. I don't think it's that great. I know it's okay, but it's an off-brand.
Your controller's off.
Oh, well, okay. I'm coming back, Jay.
I can just hear him through your thing. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but my bad on that. And don't worry, Jay. If that happens again, your voice is still being recorded. But yeah, it's just I feel like that was a big contributor because when I had moved to the other laptop to try to edit on there, I just had to wait so long before I had to mess with stuff, and I'm just like, I could be getting so much of this done so much quickly if I can like have the access.
Yeah.
And of course, the only good like well-running computer we have is the one that you have in here that I've let you have to do stuff on. And I originally gave that to you because when we started, of course, you weren't living with me, and I was like, Kevin needs something quick and good for editing and stuff like that. Because, of course, unlike me, your off days and schedule they're not consistent. Yeah. Mine are consistent. I definitely have these days off, so I can definitely schedule these days to do stuff.
Yeah.
So then there's like no having to rush to have those things done. But I knew since your days were all over the place, if you had a computer you didn't have to wait on, you can do that stuff without having problems.
I'm going to go on a little rant.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned how my account got hacked.
Oh, yeah. You can
Fucking shame on you, Microsoft! Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame on you. I have waited 2-3 weeks almost. Nothing has been done.
Until today.
Until yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
I called, because the last time I called, they were like, all right. And it's funny, because I called like 5 people, and Cameron was there for a lot of them, and one of the guys genuinely pissed me off.
Yeah, he was straight up just not wanting to do his job.
Let's talk. Why can't you call Microsoft directly from a number on the internet? Why is it that every time you call a support number, they say, go online? Motherfucker, I can't sign in. And I can't change my password because they put in a fucking 2-step verification for it. Meaning I have to have another email that this motherfucker set up. I don't even know what the fuck it is. How to get it, because it doesn't tell you whether it's an Outlook or Hotmail. It doesn't tell you anything like that. Just fucking says use the Authenticator app. And like, when you get into that, you can't get into your fucking account if it's been hacked. So how are you supposed to go to the website, sign in, have them call you because of a problem when you can't do that? Shame on you, Microsoft. You just don't want to do your goddamn jobs. All you want to do is fucking sit there and have smooth running, no phones ringing, unless it's a necessity. I had to sign in on Cameron's account and have them call my phone, tell them that I wasn't calling from my account, have them look up my account, file a case. They give me a case number that I didn't receive until the second call of them pulling up my account. Then, after all that, I wait patiently for 3 days, 72 hours pass, no fucking call. And then another day passes. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call them. Get in touch with somebody. And he's like, well, it says here your investigation's been closed because the information on the forms you sent us and emailed us were not matching to you. And I'm like, all right, but he changes shit on my account. Obviously, he's changed a lot. He's bought shit. What makes you think that he hasn't changed any of the stuff, the info I've sent you? He goes, all right, well, send me your Xbox specs and then send me your friend's Xbox specs. Painstaking 30-minute process. I send them that on a file transfer log through their website. He says, I'll give you a call in 3 days. A week passes until yesterday. And I get on the... I get home.
You call them.
And I was like, Cameron, can you have them fucking call me? And they call me, and I'm on the phone with this woman who's like, apparently they said to you that you have to create another Microsoft account, not an Xbox account, but a Microsoft account, and give them the information, and then wait another 3 days for something to happen. Okay, I swallow my pride. I go, fine. I do it. I send them the account that I made through Microsoft, and now we're waiting. But shame on Xbox. I've been with them for 8, almost 9 years now. And how is that not fucking like worthy of being like, oh, we can instantly fix your account. We are so sorry. How is that like, what? What am I going to have to send you to prove this is me? A fucking picture of my social security number right next to my head along with my ID with 2 fingers held up? What the fuck do you want? Because that's what I'll do if this is what it
like
case.
Bill Gates on your ID.
Right.
They are going to transfer everything from my old account to my new account. Gamer score, games I bought, and like everything that and digital wise to that account.
Yeah.
They are also saying that after this 3-day process, because God knows if they'll contact me, I have to call them in 3 days. I guarantee you.
Yeah, I guarantee you're gonna have to call them in 3 days.
Because I didn't get an email or anything, and they said they sent one. So whatever email they sent that to obviously isn't fucking mine.
Yeah.
That or this motherfucker got into my Yahoo account.
Unless it got sent to your
Xbox.
spam box.
I
Did you check
checked
your
it,
spam?
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Nothing.
Jesus.
Nothing. So I'll have to call them back, and hopefully they'll have everything sorted out. But I have over, like, couple grand of games on that account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Microsoft? Get your shit together. I thought this next generation of gaming was supposed to make things way easier. I didn't realize that 360 days and Xbox One days were different until now. And that's the start of this next generation. So whether that just made it this way, shame on you. Shame on you, Xbox.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm almost ready to say I want a PS4 and switch over.
And I do have to say that the PlayStation's customer service is pretty top notch. Granted, one of the only issues I've ever had with PlayStation was I had a PlayStation account that I had accidentally bought a game using my dad's credit card. I thought it was my card attached to it. I didn't know his old card was still there. And I bought a $60 game, found out what had happened, then we immediately deleted my dad's card and deactivated it from the account. Well, since the transaction didn't finish processing or go through, I had an illegally bought game on my PlayStation account, so PlayStation locked my account so I couldn't access the games. So I called them because I didn't know that at first. I didn't know what was going on. And the guy explained all that to me right away. He was like, yeah, you just have false transactions. It says that you own this game, but the transaction never went through, so you never actually bought this game. So we had to lock your account so you didn't have access to the game, because otherwise you just stole from us. And I was like, okay, so what if I tell you I don't want the game? Are you guys going to be able to remove it from my account? And he goes, well, no, but what we can do is you would have to buy the game, tell us you don't want it, then we can refund you that way, but you want to get your money back as actual currency, it would be PlayStation credit is what you would have it as. And I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
But like, at least in that one phone call that I only waited like 30 minutes on the line for to get, the guy was able to tell me everything immediately. Like, he was able to go through everything with me and talk to me about everything. He was able to identify who I was just because I gave him the email that was attached in there. Because PlayStation, their authentication process is they send the confirmation that this is you to your email. So you hit yes, allowing them to be like, okay, this is you. Because when I sent the email, you said, yes, it was you.
As you're talking to
Yeah,
me.
and Xbox can't fucking do that? Like,
No.
and it's so ridiculous.
Like, if they were to simply just straight up be like, all right, email us a picture of you, your social security number, and your ID. Well, verify it's you. Yeah, that's batshit crazy.
Yeah.
You don't give your social to anybody. But guess what? It's fucking way simpler than this.
Yeah.
And it's way more effective than this process.
That's what I'm getting at, too, is, like, honestly, to 100% know it was you, Xbox would just have to send a confirmation email to your email that you used to sign up with the account.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're on the phone with them and approve it immediately proves that you had gotten it and said yes to it.
Well, not only that, but I was able to identify previous transactions I had made within years.
Yeah.
Years.
And they still are just like, no, we want your Xbox IP, we want all the debit cards and credit cards on the account, we want you to confirm all this other shit. It's like, what? Why can't PlayStation do this in a matter of seconds?
Honestly, at this point, it seems like a scam.
Dude, I just think they want you to give up. Like, I just don't think they want to do their job. Like that fucking one guy you got on the phone. Kevin had gotten one guy on Microsoft, and the guy was like, okay, well, just so you know, you're going to need this, and this before we continue. So get that information, collect it, and then call us back and get started again. And Kevin was like, I have that. I have all that information. I can get started right now. I have that all in front of me. I have it pulled up. I could see the IP. I could see the Xbox serial ID. I have it all here. I could tell you that. And the guy's like, well, no, you need to fill out the form and do all that. Kevin's like, I've done the form. I've done all that. Kevin's like, I've done the form. I have the information. What else do you need?
I did it so many times, actually.
Yeah.
That every time I tried to re-enter a form, it said, you've done it too many times.
Yeah.
And this guy I explained that to him. And he sat there and told me I had to wait. I had to wait longer. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And Cameron was like, dude, just hang up on him. Clearly doesn't want to do his job.
Yeah, he straight up just was trying his best to get because I told Kevin, I said, I bet you he's on his last hour of work, and he's just telling people, oh yeah, you're going to have to get this and call back. You have to get this call back because he just doesn't want to work anymore. He just doesn't want to do his job. And it's bullshit that they have people like that. I feel like you should have all you're doing is sitting at a desk and fucking answering phones, helping people with their Xbox
up accounts.
problems. Yeah.
And figuring it out with them. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it's not like it's extremely difficult.
They don't need a high registry to get into somebody's account. So why do they need a higher registry to change somebody's account info?
Yeah.
If the person is talking to you, if the person is telling you, I've made these recent transactions, but these other 7 transactions are not me, why in their head would they be like, this isn't them. They're obviously trying to scam us.
Yeah.
No, my account got hacked. I don't know how to get into it, and these 7 transactions that were made are not fucking me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It's so crazy. But out of fear of being hacked, that's why with the Gamingverse channel, if anybody does anything on the channel, my phone goes, hey, are you allowing this? Is this you? My phone will not allow the Gamingverse stuff I have on such lockdown that it does not activate until I hit yes on my phone.
It's embarrassing, dude.
I know, it's
embarrassing
nuts.
The lack of competence.
Dude. I love Twitch so much with their security setup. I access our Twitch from a different phone in my house, and Twitch was like, this location has opened the app with you. Is that you? And it's like, it's where I live. Twitch is like, just in case.
Just in case. You? Is this? It's not your Xbox. Is it you?
Dude, I remember in 360 days, right? I was a dumbass little fucking 12-year-old. But I would license transfer with my friends and family all the time because I wanted to game share with them.
Yeah.
So I'd do it 3 times in a year through my brother and friends, and then I'd call them instantly. Somebody would pick up, hello, welcome to Xbox. Be like, yeah, can I have my license transfer reset? They would do it every time, no questions asked, even though they could obviously see the logs.
Yeah.
You know? And that made me really proud to be an Xbox fan kid at the time, fanboy. I was such
because even though you're limited, they were still allowing it to happen.
Exactly, and at one point I got asked for my parents' permission, but after that one time, I guarantee you they put on a log. Yeah, the kid calls, not the mom.
Yeah.
So if it's a little kid, that's him.
Did Xbox used to let you share with multiple people, or was that PlayStation?
No, PlayStation 3 I believe did.
Did they?
PlayStation 3, I believe, yeah.
PlayStation 3 lets you have 5 people that you can share with, and that was just amazing.
Dope. I didn't know that.
I don't know if you guys heard what PlayStation and Switch do now. So, Jason, PlayStation 5 accounts now, and Nintendo Switch accounts. You know how on Xbox, if say you have my account as your primary and I'm paying for gold, you get gold, you know that?
Yeah.
PlayStation now and Nintendo Switch, that is no longer a thing. If your primary account on your account has gold, only that account has gold. If you try to sign in with another account to play with that account, it will block it and say this account can't play online because it's not paying
That's
for
dumb.
multiplayer. Yeah,
That's
they
really
locked
boring.
it. I think game sharing's still a thing, but now you can't play with friends on multiple accounts on one console online. It can only do one.
Unless they both
Yeah.
have PlayStation Network.
Switch,
unless they both have Plus.
Nintendo's kind of funky, dude. They're always
Nintendo's always been a little funky.
Yeah.
They've always been
Yeah, they're a
like,
little
don't show
weird.
gameplay of our games. Don't
Their
like.
games are always expensive too. Like they don't go down in price.
But
No.
to be fair, I have never had to call Nintendo support.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's because they do a lot into their stuff. Like they put a lot of
It's
time and
dedicated.
effort in their stuff before they release it. Like the Switch, like Nintendo kept Wii as their newest console for 2 whole generations before they released the
Because it
Switch.
did the best.
Yeah. Like, yeah, they did the handhelds and whatnot, but I feel like handhelds are a different breed from consoles.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore with the Nintendo Switch, which is a handheld console.
What? 3DS,
Ooh.
baby. It's the best time to get one.
Oh yeah, 3DSs are
In
awesome.
2021, it's the best time to get a 3DS because they're cheap and their games are also very, very cheap. And they have so many good games on that.
Yeah, it's really good.
They have, like, I have over 30, like, DS games and 3DS games because I've been, like, collecting all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whenever I could get my hands on one, I do. But, like, I have all these nostalgic games. Like, I have fucking Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy on DS.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 Transformers games, and they were both the ones that I had when I was a kid.
They
And
also have fucking Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate,
they have
which
Monster
is the
Hunter
shit.
Horde. They have Minecraft, which is cross-platform with the Xbox One,
Yeah.
Windows, Switch, and the PlayStation consoles.
Yeah.
You could do that in your lap,
Yeah.
doing whatever else you could be wanting to do, and that's dope. They also have freaking Scribble Knots. They have
Scribble Knots
Yeah,
was the
dude,
shit.
Scribble Knots was the tits. They have
Me and
Super
Jason
Mario-
on my birthday, we had we had a lot of friends over on my birthday. We just had a giant Pokemon party with all of us bringing our 3DSs. We all just sat there and played Pokemon for hours.
Yeah, dude, Pokemon.
I was
so-
gonna say there's like a new Diamond and Pearl game coming out. Like they
Yeah.
did it and all that stuff. So I'd probably want to get that at some point.
Yeah, I do want to jump on that. I want to play that because somebody lost my platinum, and I was pretty sad
Yeah, I
about
wonder
it.
who that was. Yeah. Jerk.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
that
dude.
guy, Jason.
Christ.
I
Nah,
catch on pretty quick.
it's so funny though. It's because like at the time, I think Jason had asked if he could borrow it because I had just gotten Soul Silver, and so he was like, "Yeah, let me play Platinum since you're playing Soul Silver." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna move my Dialga from my Platinum onto my Pokewalker so I can eventually put him on Soul Silver because the Pokewalker at the time you can like level up your Pokemon and give it treats and shit by just walking around with it in your pocket."
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, fine. Yeah, you can borrow Platinum. And so he ends up coming to me the next day telling me he lost it. He lost Platinum. And I was like, dang it. Like, I was sad. I was like, all that progress gone. But it wasn't, like, devastating because I had Soul Silver. So it's like I had, like, something to replace the Pokemon loss, I guess. But then, soon after that, I accidentally left my Pokewalker in my pocket, and my parents threw that bitch in the washer, and I lost my Dialga. Then I was sad. I was like, no! I can't get it back! It's dead!
Right.
My Dialga's dead!
That Pokemon Platinum game's somewhere on that football field still.
You think so? To this day, it's just being crushed into the dirt.
Just chilling. Not even damaged somehow.
We're gonna take Kevin to that football field and he's gonna be like sniffing around for that DS game. He's like, crawling across the grass. See him with a metal detector. He's like beep 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 beep, beep and he just
Dude, I
pisses the
enjoy
ground.
how durable the DS games are, though. Like, I
Dude, they
definitely
really were.
watched a couple DS games on accident, leaving it in my pocket,
Oh yeah,
and those boys, juggernaut. They don't care.
me and Jason, like, there was this Bleach game that he had convinced me to get because he enjoyed it a lot, and me and Jason would sit there and play this game for hours. I would always be Hollow Ichigo because he had this move where he would spin his like sword really fast and it would become a giant windmill.
Yeah.
And Jaison would always play as Kenpachi because Kenpachi's ultimate was he would remove his eye patch and scream, and his yellow aura would just shoot out of the ground and fuck people up. So we would just destroy.
Constantly sandwich people.
Dude, we would. It'd be great. It was neat. It was a fun game, just kind of mess around with. Nostalgic times.
A random game.
I love the 3DS.
3DS is a good console. To
I
this
never
day,
had a
it's still a
3DS.
good console.
I had,
Yeah,
like,
you just had a
8
basic
different
DS. Huh?
DSs. Yeah, I had,
Yeah.
like,
Got
8
mine
different
on
DSs in
hand
my
at all
life.
times.
I think at one point Jaison had a DSi, and I was jealous because I wanted a DSi, but like then the 3DS came out soon after, and I got one of those.
Yeah. I was like, "Dang, I'm too poor for this.
I'm too poor for that. I can't keep
I
up.
can't upgrade. I can't upgrade."
And then there
was
was-
one point where I had like 2 or 3 DSs that like actively worked, and I could just like trade myself in Pokemon. Because you know what, Pokemon needs to stop with that garbage. Like I just want to evolve Haunter into a Gengar or Kadabra and Alakazam. I don't need to trade them. I don't want to do that.
Right. I also don't like the whole like the legendary. You can only get the one legendary in this game, and you have to play the other one to get it. That's why I really liked for the longest time, Pokemon didn't have just 2 games come out. They would announce 2 games that were like that, set like that, and then there was a 3rd game that would follow suit behind it, but it was the 2 games put together where you can get both the legendaries and a new legendary that was involved in this game. Like with Ruby and Sapphire, there was Ruby and Sapphire would come out, and then not far behind would be Emerald. Then Emerald had the 2 legendaries from Ruby and Sapphire and Rayquaza, which they didn't do with the remasters, which I think they fucked up on because they could have made a lot more money releasing all 3 games, because I guarantee you people would have bought all 3 because people were buying the 2-game bundle like crazy. I guarantee you they would have bought all 3 games.
Which is so weird because I remember there was one point where I was like, yeah, I'm just going to wait for the 3rd game to come out. I think it's when Black and White hit.
Yeah.
And it never happened.
No,
Yeah,
and
just wait for
Black and
Pokemon
White.
Gray.
Yeah,
and that's
Black
when
and
they
White
stopped doing
happened,
it.
and then they stopped doing it. Yeah, because I remember they did that with Diamond and Pearl. And I remember when they announced it, me and you were talking about it. You're like, "Yeah, let's just wait a little bit. Maybe they'll release something else." And then Platinum came out, like not even a month after, and we jumped on that and got Platinum.
I didn't. And then also Platinum lets you get the different form of Giratina.
Yeah,
Also envious.
yeah.
That's why
Really
I
did.
destroyed Cameron's game.
If I can't have it, no one can.
No! Cast it into the fire. I was
There
done.
can only be one.
But like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they didn't do that too. They didn't release a 3rd one. But the difference between those is Heart Gold and Soul Silver had both the legendaries in each game. You just had to go to a different. So like Soul Silver, the game would lead up to you catching Lugia, but then you can go somewhere else to catch Ho-Ho. And Heart Gold, the game would lead up to you catching Ho-Ho, but you can go somewhere else to catch Lugia. So the legendaries were in both games. You know, it was just a different story. You would experience a different route to the legendary than you would in the other game. But you can get both of them in each game, so which was nice. But now they strip that away and make you need to butt fuck each other to get these extra Pokemon.
It's lame.
It sucks. I get why they do it because it's more money, but it's dumb. I don't like that they do
That's
it.
what I was saying, dude. It's just a straight up scam.
Yeah, it's just a straight up scam.
Like, just put them at the end game area or whatever, or something.
I know.
Like,
Like they're announcing the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and I'm like, where's the Platinum remake?
oh my god, yeah.
Hit me up with that
Very
Platinum,
though,
dude.
with the Diamond and Pearl, so there's all the new Pokemon that they've released in between those generations.
Yeah. Well, oh my god. But yeah, I know we kind of strayed far from
We
the
did.
inspiration topic. Jason, did you have any more to add on that?
With great power comes
It's great
great
responsibility.
responsibility. Yeah. I don't know. Nothing crazy. Like, the 2 mediums we're doing right now are just things I enjoy. Like, I always like the idea of entertaining.
Yeah, you have been a very big entertainer. I remember, like, soon after graduating high school, I was over at Jason's, we were hanging out, and we had went to the mall or something like that. We went somewhere. But Jason was walking around, and some guy had walked up to him. He was like, "Jason, yeah, how you doing, man?" And like giving him high fives and everything. Jason's like, "Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How about you?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I've been great. It was nice to see you again." Jason's like, "Yeah, you too." And then we walk away, and Jason looks back, and the guy's like way forward. Jason's like, "I had no idea who the hell that was." And I was like, "Oh."
I always feel bad. It still happens.
It still happens.
I have moments like
I
that.
can't ask for your name. It's like against the law. Like,
Especially if they
You have
act
the right
like
to
they know
shoot
you
me.
so well.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
They're like, "Hey, buddy, long time no see." Like, they remember you fondly, but you're just like, fuck.
Yeah, I've had people
was,
come up to me. They're like, "Cameron, how you doing?" And I'm just like, "Good." I'm good.
I always go with it, see how long it take, because, like, a lot of the times I'll give hints I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So there's this one guy at work. He's a customer. He comes up, and I'm, like, taking his order, and he's like, "Hey, Kevin, that's you, Kevin. I remember you." And I was like, "Yeah, I remember you too, kind of." And he was like, "Oh, man, dude, I remember that one time at that bonfire." I was like, "Yeah, dude, me too. I remember a lot of bonfires." And he was like, "Yeah, bro, we used to get down and party." I was like, I partied a lot." And he was like, he's just sitting there, like, going on with it. Like, we're long-time friends. And my fucking manager, he's sitting there watching me interact with this guy. He was like, "Dude, I got so drunk at that party." And I was like, "Yeah, me too, man. I got a little too drunk." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I barely remember anything from that night." And he was like, "Yeah, dude, you remember that guy running through that bonfire?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I remember that one bonfire. That guy ran through that bonfire. That was pretty bad, because I told him he had second-degree burns on his leg, and come to find out, he eventually did." And he was like, "Yeah, dude, that was quite the bonfire."
You're
I was
just
like,
making up stories as you go.
okay, so he leaves. After that, I give up. This was like a 5-minute interaction for one pizza.
Yeah.
And so he leaves, and my boss, he's like, "Dude, who was that?" And I was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I have no idea." He just started laughing. He's like, "Wait, hold on. So all that stuff you said, was it true?" I was like, "No, I went to plenty bonfires, and I went to plenty parties, and I guarantee you, I probably don't remember him because I was drinking too much, but..." He didn't catch on. He just started laughing. He was like, "Oh." I was like, "But yeah, I do remember that one bonfire. That guy ran through the bonfire and gave himself second-degree burns. I do remember that. I just don't remember that guy." And he was like, "Oh, well, he seemed to remember you like nothing, no one's business." I was like, "I guess so."
I guess so.
But I'll do shit like that. I'll just keep going until, like, I don't think I've had one person be like, "You don't know what we're talking about, do you?" Well, I'll just play along. I'm hoping one day somebody's like, "You don't know what you're talking about, do you?" Because I'm just going to be like, "I have no clue."
No.
Who are you again?
What were you saying, Jay?
I don't even remember.
Oh.
Kevin.
It was basically the same.
Yeah, dude. You
Yeah.
just get like a random Walmart encounter. You're like, "Please no." I don't.
Please no.
I'm just trying to buy my tortillas and cheese. Like,
Go into the most awkward aisle, like the tampon section, to avoid the person.
you start like grabbing things. Like, this looks good. Why not?
This
No, I
looks
don't
good.
avoid them. I'm just like, "Oh, hey," and then we have some sort of conversation about something in high school. I'm like, "Yeah, this is good.
Not
These,
that
these
important,
fond
but yeah.
memories that we share." Yeah. I remember when we did.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 Basically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Just like
Great.
King of the Hill. And they're all sitting
Yeah.
in front of their fence and just like, "Yup.
Yup.
Mhm.
Yup.
Yup."
Yeah, those interactions with people, man. Like every single time,
You don't get
I
those, Cameron?
get. No, I do.
Okay.
I do often, and it's kind of odd because like every time I have had it, I just sit there and I'm just like,
Yeah,
until they like
I was
leave.
hoping for like a pain clinic story. Like some guy came in because he had like severe kidney stones, and you're just like, "I remember you.
I remember you.
Look what you've become."
I've already had a patient come in and like look at me, and she was like, "You look familiar," and I'm like, "You don't."
Does she look like she was your age or just like older?
No, it was an older patient. They
You
were
ever
just like, you
been,
look familiar. And
goofing
I
off
was
with
like,
a
yeah.
coworker?
Huh?
You ever just
What?
been goofing off with a coworker and like
Oh.
full on getting into the bits you're doing, and then looking up to see that there's somebody watching you, like a customer or like a patient. I guess in your case, like you're just goofing off with your mom or some shit, and you look over and the patient's watching you. Do it.
Dude, I've had that. I've had it happen where I was on the phone, like with this job. I'm sitting there on the phone. So my phone sits right here, my desk sits right here, and like the window's like up here. So like it's in a different spot from where I'm staring when I'm doing my phone, because I'm looking at the computer right here next to my phone, not where my window is.
Yeah.
And there was one time I was sitting there, I was just talking on the phone. I was on the phone for like a solid like 7 minutes trying to help this patient out. And when I finally finished, I hung up the phone. I was sitting there messing with the computer. Then I stopped, I turn around, and I talk to the person behind me for a second, go back to my computer, I look up, and there's a patient just standing there. They're just staring at me through my window. And in my head, I'm just like, how long have you been there? I have not heard the door open in like 30 minutes. And just like looking at me, just like blank stare, like not even like trying to get my attention. They're just straight up.
I full on goof off in my kitchen. Like, I am prone to having fun.
Yeah.
So, like, there are a lot of times that, for example, there's this old guy who worked with us named Chris. And him and I used to just, like, make up stupid bits. He'd be like, oh, fire hot! And I'd be like, oh, fire hot! Oh. And then, like, we'd all get into it, like, oh. And, like, I'd grab, like, 2 empty pans, just start clanging them over my head. And, like, one time we were doing that, and I was just dragging them on the floor, going, oh, fire hot! Fire! Tung, tung! And I look over, and this customer is just staring at me full view of what I'm doing. He's just like has the face of utter confusion, like I just fucking offed a dog in front of him and didn't care less. Like that face of pure terror. And I looked at him, I raised the pants, and I was like, fire hot? Fire hot? And he was like, And I was like, oh. And I walked up and I took his order. I was like, how long were you there? He was like, probably that entire time.
Probably that entire time.
I was standing there, and I just heard like, fire hot! And then I just heard you go, oh! But he was a good sport about it. He wasn't like all offended. He was just like, I ain't having that.
I can only imagine like your whole kitchen. They start going at it like that, and then like they notice the guy way before you do, so they all stop. But you're still just like, oh! And like everybody's just like, Kevin, stop. Kevin.
No, dude, there have been a lot of times where coworkers like scream across the kitchen, Kevin, there's a customer in the lobby, and I'll be like, oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I'll like go up front and I'll be like, please don't yell at me.
Jason, I had went over to Kevin's work to drop him off some gas money, and I walk in through the front door, and like right when I walk in, I recognize where Kevin's standing, and so I'm just like, I'm not gonna wait at the counter. I'm just gonna try to yell for Kevin so he sees me first and just comes get his money. We'll call it good. And so I'm sitting there, and I lean in. I'm like, Kevin. Like I'm getting louder as I say his name, and the guy that's standing in front of Kevin like turns around and looks at me with like utter confusion, like what's that guy want? And I'm just like, Kevin! And Kevin finally hears me and he turns around and he goes, oh, hey, man! And, like, the guy is just staring at me the whole time, just, like, so confused on what's going on. And Kevin comes up and I hand him the money and I'm like, all right, man, I'll see you later. Then Kevin comes home that day, I was like, who's that guy in the kitchen with you?
Cut!
Yeah.
Flashback. So I'm doing my dough, and I'm insulting this boy, one of my co-managers. Like, it was my general manager. I was insulting him. I was like making up an insult for him. Can't remember exactly what it was, but as I'm insulting him, I hear Kevin's voice, and I look over, and he says my name, and I get the money, and I walk back, and it hits me. The person right next to me that Cameron also saw, his name's Kevin. So I turned around, I was like, wait, were you thinking that guy was talking to you? And he was like, dude, dead ass, I thought he was. I didn't know what the fuck he was. I'm not up front, man. Like, I'm new here.
Yeah, like the whole time this guy's just staring at me when I'm like trying to call Kevin. Into my head, I'm just like, is that Kevin's manager? Is he just looking at me like, why the fuck is this guy calling Kevin? But no, it turns out I just put the utter fear in this boy's heart.
It's like, my name's Kevin.
It's not you, that one.
It hit me after you left. Because he was like watching me all weird.
Dude, I just wondered, like, the reason why I thought that was your GM, because in my head after I left, I was like, I feel like that guy was watching us the whole time during that transaction. So in my head, I was like, I wonder if, like, I handed Kevin the money and the guy's just like, what was that for, Kevin? Is that your boyfriend? You have a good time the other day? So I thought he was just going to get shit
He'd
for
instantly
it.
think, oh, you selling drugs? That's what he'd say. One time a coworker handed me money. He was like, oh, you selling drugs, Kevin? And I was like, no. And he was like, I know what the fuck that looks like. Don't lie to me. And I was like, Jesse, I don't sell drugs, all right? Listen, man. I barter with people. They give me their money for fucking sexual favors, all right?
For sexual favors, all right. Oh, man.
The drugs I keep.
Well, we've been going out the podcast for a good bit. I think we're a little over an hour now.
Yeah.
I think we'll call it good.
We'll call it good.
Yeah. It's a good topic. I feel like we kind of got some places. I know Jason didn't really have much to add on the main subject, but the conversations we had with him beforehand worked.
Yeah.
Jason's just more motivated.
Yeah, he's just more motivated.
Yeah, have anything you want to close off with, Jay?
Merry Christmas.
There we go.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.